photos from the estate of convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein have been released by Democrats. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, Donald Trump and Richard Branson are amongst those pictured.
The Met Police Chief Sir Mark Rowley speaks out on Britain's shoplifting crisis as he urges shops and retailers to step up their efforts.
Trees are laid out in the Middleton. It just allows you to detach yourself from the outside world and come to this. If there was snow, it would be really good, but this is the winter wonderland indoors.
Schools, charities, all coming together to showcase more than 100 trees to raise awareness for local causes.
A very good morning. Mo Salah will be back in the Liverpool squad for the visit to Brighton today, but could this be his Anfield farewell? We'll hear from manager Arne Slot later on. Arsenal will hope to extend their lead at the top of the Premier League tonight, and we'll reflect on the opening sessions of the PDC World Darts Championships at the Alexandra Palace.
It's a weekend of significant contrasts across the UK. Very wet in the northwest with the risk of flooding in places. Drier towards the south and the east. Full details coming up very soon.
It's just gone 6 o'clock. I'm Stephen Dixon.
I'm Penny Smith and this is GB News Breakfast. Yeah, so I was just looking at the papers and one of the stories in the Times today is about growers rushing to produce the UK's first extra virgin olive oil. They've got olive trees that are producing all these olives. First of all, in Essex and also in Cornwall and the low-lying land of the Fens. Could be low-flying. Look, there's an olive. But I've got an olive tree, which was a spindly little item, bless it, when my mum bought it for me as a gift. And because this year was such an incredibly long, good summer, I swear that if I could be bothered with the faff, I reckon I've got half a litre.
That's good.
How long ago did your mum buy it for you?
12 years ago.
Right, OK. It's about time you had something out of it then, I would have thought.
Yeah. They go on for hundreds of years.
They do, and also it looks really cute. Don't diss my olive
I'm not
tree.
dissing it, I'm saying that it should be more productive.
It was quite spindly, it's got a bit fatter, it's got some... I put some little fairy lights on it so that at night time it looks kind of nice and cute.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you said it was a gift.
Yes, it was a gift.
If you're still thinking about gifts for your children...
Yeah.
Thankfully, everyone who's written to Santa... because it all goes via a lot of it goes via the Royal Mail, and he's got his own post office department as Father Christmas.
Has he?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes, he has. Santa's mail.
Just him?
Santa's mail room, which is the Royal Mail, and of course they open the letters for Father Christmas and then sort of send on the details. And apparently, children are going for more basic toys. This is what they're asking for. Lego is number one, followed by Barbie dolls.
Ooh.
Then bikes and skateboards.
My goodness, it's back to the 70s.
Yeah, clothes, books and sweets come next.
Books?
Yeah.
We had a postal system within our school. Did you have that when you were kids?
No.
No, it was like, you know, say you wanted to send a Christmas card to someone from another class, you'd have we have our own postal system.
Really?
I was in charge of sorting.
Oh, really?
Well, I was the responsible person in the class.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how things have changed.
But there you go. So I think that's really interesting.
That is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, that's what children are wanting, as opposed to parents saying, what you really want this year.
Yeah, electronic stuff is down at number 10. So that's quite good, really.
Yeah. I think we're happy with that.
Cuts down the noise, doesn't it, on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Well, it does, yeah.
Right, shall we get to the news then that we started off with? King Charles has shared the good news that his treatment for cancer will be significantly reduced in the new year.
Well, in a broadcast message filmed in Clarence House for the Stand Up to Cancer 2025 campaign, His Majesty said, "This milestone is a personal blessing and a testimony to the remarkable advances that have been made in cancer care."
Acknowledging that at least 9 million people in the country aren't up to date with the cancer screenings available to them, he encouraged people to go and get them, saying early diagnosis, quite simply, saves lives.
Well, let's talk to one of his former butlers, should we? Grant Harold. Grant, good to see you this morning, as always. This is important, isn't it? Because we've got the good news that the King's treatment is being reduced in the new year. Very, very positive for him. But, of course, the majority of his message is, as always, is aimed at other people. And he has an impact with that, doesn't he?
Yeah, good morning to both of you. It's interesting because the kind of character, if I can say that I remember, is he's a very compassionate man, and I always remember putting others before himself. And this is just another example of that, where obviously he's sharing, can I say, really, again, personal details, which I don't think we've ever had a monarch actually be so open about talking about their health in the way he has, but then using that to obviously to say to others, if I can do it, you can do it, go and get yourselves checked as well. So this is him, kind of saying to everyone, please go and get it done, and kind of giving those kind of facts and figures and everything as well to kind of say, look, there's a lot of people out there that should be getting these checks done. And if you have them done, then it can be good news that he's delivering to all of us yesterday.
Yes, I think it was when it came out originally. I remember many friends saying that actually that was the first time they'd ever heard people somebody in the royal family being quite so honest. But of course, it was also the fact that Princess of Wales was diagnosed with cancer at a similar time.
Yeah, it was extraordinary, Penny. And I remember, everybody obviously shocked and can't quite believe it. But also just the fact that both these senior members of the royal family were being so open about it, because, as I said, I'm from memory, we haven't really had members of the royal family being so open, and obviously the Princess of Wales has also done a few videos keeping us updated on how she's getting on. And this is just, if I can say with the greatest respect, with late Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, they never discussed their health because they felt that it was just something that shouldn't ever be discussed. And rightly or wrongly, that was just, that was how things were done. When now, the kind of, if I can say, the modern royal family do things differently. And I think it makes them, I don't know, I just feel it makes them, for a lot more people, it makes them feel more connected to them. Other people come up to you and said it's great that they are willing to share these really personal situations going on in their lives with everyone.
Well, yeah, but it emphasises the role as well of a modern monarch, doesn't it? Because Charles has become a beacon of hope. Anyone who's had a cancer diagnosis knows certainly at the time it feels like a death sentence. And thankfully that's less of a case now for more and more people. But however, Charles has sort of reflected on that, but also he's coming through it. And that is a real sort of beacon on the horizon for people who are going through this now or may go through this in the future.
You're right, Stephen. And I mean, I think the great thing is with the advance and everything. Obviously, it's not as you said, it's not the kind of outcome that it used to be. So many people are thankfully either going on to recover or can I say living with it. And I mean, I was very lucky to know the late Olivia Newton-John, and I remember she used to always kind of say that she lived with it, and she went on for 30 years living with it. So this is the amazing thing, thanks to the modern technology and advances with treatments. And the other thing to quickly mention, it's interesting, if I can quickly mention the late Diana, Princess of Wales, a little bit reminds me of what she was like as a character, because I think she would have been the kind of character that would have quite happily back in the day have done something like this or spoken out, where other members of the royal family would never have done something like this. So it's interesting to see how much the royal family has changed, and you kind of think, in some ways maybe she helped with that in an extraordinary way.
Yeah, we should point out it doesn't mean that he's in remission from the disease, what he's come out with, or that he is free of cancer. But that's the thing, is that he's actually coming out there and he's talking about his personal blessing, that he's going into 2026 not having to have quite such stressful treatment, and therefore it's that, as you were saying, Stephen, it's that hope going forward.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing, Penny. As you said, he's not saying he's in remission. Obviously, the Princess of Wales, which she did obviously discuss about the fact that she had that she was in, I believe she was in remission, and obviously her treatment had gone successfully well. I think this update is just to say, look, it's still ongoing, but the way he's made it sound is it's improving, it's getting better, which is fantastic. And it's great news to tell everybody. It's also great news for his own family.
But he also talked about leading a full life while still undergoing the treatment, which I thought was an interesting line as well, because it's that whole idea of not giving up even while you're going through it.
Do you know what I can say interesting about him? His character, again, it's really interesting, because let's just say that, that obviously he has good days and bad days that I'm sure many people go through it and having treatment have, but it doesn't slow him down. I mean, we've all noticed he had his third state visit this year. We still see him out and about doing things. And sometimes people will say to me, he didn't look quite 100%, but he's still out there getting on with it. And that's the amazing thing about him. He's got this extraordinary determination, and he won't let anything, which is, doing what he did yesterday, stand up cancer, it's perfect, because he won't let anything kind of stop him. He will get on with the job at hand, as long as he's able to do that.
Yeah, I think all more stuff coming out in the papers as well. There was one which made me smile, which was that he used an old English expletive to describe his feeling when he got given the news originally.
I think it's quite extraordinary, because he's quite a calm individual as well. And I can believe that when he got the news, obviously, you can't imagine what goes through someone's mind. But at the same time, I can also imagine him being quite calm and kind of collective about it. And I think at the time it was said that, as well as doing the kind of the normal treatments, you've got to remember this is a modern king who also believes in alternative treatments as well. And that was something I was quite impressed at when I worked for him, that he obviously very much believes in modern medicine, but he also believes in alternative practices as well, which is something that if I can say, I've also taken on board, because being around someone like that and seeing the positive and kind of steps with alternative medicines, it makes you realise that both, as he used to say, both go hand in hand.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. Yes, you use both rather than one or the other. Look, Grant, it's always good to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
It's nice to have some sort of positive. I like his positivity.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really nice.
No, it is. It has been, in many ways, I think, for a lot of people, it has been something of a revelation, because it is very much a change from Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah. But it's in a calm, sort of respectful way. I like him a lot. I've got so much respect for the king.
Yes, I think people might have changed their view slightly about King Charles.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you think. gbnews.com/your. So you'll have a view on this as well. Shops must do more to stop